She's an inspirational speaker, NLP practitioner, counselor, and psychotherapist. BG is a life designer as a whole. Her interest is in understanding performance challenges in personal as well as professional life, helps her in uncovering result-driven resolutions. Her empathetic counseling style results in overcoming depression, mental health challenges, achieving academic improvement, enhancing child-parent relationship, even averting suicide. So she has been counseling for a long time now. She has been an ex-vice principal of Vivek Vidyalaya. That's where I met her 10 years back. Biji blends more than 2 decades of her teaching experience with her counseling approach. Under her guidance, not only do individuals find the confidence to strive forward, also they tend to win against themselves. Life designer Biji Tushar founded Management Me, a personal development organization providing coaching, counseling, and training services. She executes her approach titled School of Confidence and delivers online and offline courses on stress management, resilience, self-management, public speaking, and many more, total personality development. She has completed more than 299 workshops till date and has impacted the lives of over 3 lakhs of people. Her dream is to inspire 1 billion plus individuals to transform to their best version. So be it, Biji. Welcome to this platform, and thank you so much for having accepted the invitation to be here and address our audience. Thank you.
It's a pleasure being here. And Binda, I'm so thankful to you for inviting me here to share my 2 bits on the experiences that I've had. And I would not take credit for anything because whatever knowledge I have had it from my gurus, from the people that I have met, from the books that I have read, and every experience that the great institution life has taught me. So are you all ready for the session? If yes, type an I in the chat box so I get your energy as well.
Yes, ma'am.
So dear soul companions, I am here with just one purpose, that today, when you leave the session, you just have to have one objective in your mind. And what is that one objective? We will take it at the end of the session. Okay, so I'll start with one question. What is it that you're looking forward in this session today with the topic, mind yourselves? You can just write it in the chat. Fully aware of thoughts, okay? Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton, okay. Wonderful. So I think we are in sync. So dear soul companions, here I'd like to start sharing anything that helps you to grow. Wonderful, awesome. Yes. So a few more objectives I have just elaborated from what Bindaji has said. It is understanding emotions, insight into cellular memory, how emotions can change the cellular structure, understanding the mind-body connection, simple techniques to heal faster, and to create unwavering faith in your body and mind. So if I'd ask you on a Sunday morning, when you're rushing towards a particular work that you have to do, an important work, and if there is an entire glass door falling onto your hand and you've got a deep cut and the blood is just flowing out as if from a pipe, what would you do? Very quickly put it in the chat.
Sangeeta says she would panic.
Okay.
Feel nervous.
Okay.
Vinita says trying to stop the blood. She will try to stop the blood. Malti says whichever close to heart, blood rushes. Suman, treat the wound quickly. Malti, she'll get excited. Panic, Varna says yes.
Okay. So this is the natural reaction that we have towards something that happens to us. And it is natural to panic because it is our brain, our primitive brain trying to protect us. So either it is fight or it is flight response that we give to a particular situation like this. But today we're going to learn how we can stay calm and not panic and believe in the healing power of the body and allow things to happen naturally through your thoughts. Now let's understand emotions, because all of us had this emotional response, and the emotion that we said was of panic. Okay, so what is this emotion? So emotions are not simply chemicals in the brain. They are electrochemical signals that affect the chemistry and the electricity of every cell. सेल से हर सेल में आपका जो इमोशंस है उसका इफेक्ट होता है. तो वो कैसे हमारे सेल्स में एक भूचाल ले आता है, like the scene that we created earlier. The body's electrical state is modulated by emotions and changing the world inside the body. So Candace Pert was the scientist who discovered the opiate receptor, which would understand how the body gets into that calming stage when drugs are taken, like opium. Molecules of emotions are neurotransmitters called peptides, because they are basically made of protein, which carry emotional messages. As our feelings change, this mixture of peptides travels through our body and our brain, and they are actually changing everything inside the cell. So the environment inside the cell gets changed. Neurotransmitters are chemicals and they carry electrical charge. The electrical signals in our brain and bodies affect the way our cells interact and function. So whatever is happening inside the cell is what creates a change in the homeostasis of the body. बॉडी का एक नेचुरल रिस्पॉन्स होता है जिस तरह से वो फंक्शन करता है. बट जब वहां पे भूचाल आता है तो ऑब्वियसली जो एनवायरनमेंट क्रिएट होता है वो पैनिक का होता है, फियर का होता है. तो जो सेल्स नेचुरली फंक्शन करते हैं वो फंक्शन नहीं कर पाते हैं, एंड दैट इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड एज डिस्ट्रेस. सो वो डिस्ट्रेस में होता है. नाउ what happens is when such kind of situations are formed, we create a cellular memory in our mind. जब मैंने आपको वो situation बताया तो आप लोगों को ऐसे लगा होगा कि मेरे साथ भी ऐसा हुआ है, and that panic literally many of you must have felt. Yes or no? Any one of you can mute yourself and say whether something got triggered when I explained the situation to you. Verna or Vinita, anybody?
Not particularly this situation, but as it was a hypothetical situation, so I mean, I'm at road accident, and that time the first reaction is the best I can do is just to stop the blood.
Right. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is you remembered that incident, right? Yeah. So this is because what happened at that time, you saw yourself as do what it takes to control the situation, and that you remembered because that memory had become a cellular memory because of the emotions at that time to take charge. So that is called as a cellular memory. Okay. Now, cellular memory can refer to variation of the body memory, the yet to be proven scientifically hypothesis that memories can be stored in individual cells. Now, there is a controversy related to that, and it's not 100% proven, but there are many researches done where they show that when there is a heart transplant or a organ transplant, there are certain features that get changed in the person receiving the transplant because of the cellular memory stored in the donor. So there was this case of a young man an old man who received a heart transplant. And after the transplant, he started having this cravings for having burgers and Pepsi and all that. So then later on, they discovered that the person whose heart was donated to him was a young boy of 23 years who had this craving for McDonald's. So that's how the cellular memory remains inside the body. a recognition of the memory, an incident, event, or experience which is once felt throughout the body is the memory at the cellular level. So just as we have memories in the brain, we also have it in every cell of the body, which can transfer from one lifetime to another as well. Long-term memories are stored through brain as groups of neurons, and they are primed to fire together. So what happened just when you shared about that incident which you remembered, because those neurons have fired together to trigger that memory, and because I said that memory, it got triggered in your mind. Now another example I can give you is of a horse. Now, there was this horse who would go near a particular place when in the road, and there was a big stump there. So one day the horse was going from there, a snake bit it. So obviously the owner took care of the horse, and he was healed. But the next time the horse went to that place, he immediately moved away from there and turned back, because it triggered, the stump triggered the bite of the snake. So that is how memories get locked into cells, because it's an emotional event. How emotions can change the cellular structure. Now that you know that memories are stored and how these things are happening, let's take a look. There are receptors in every cell, and these receptors are actually mini electrical pumps. When a receptor is activated by matching a molecule of emotion, the receptor passes a charge into the cell, changing the cell's electrical frequency as well as its chemistry. So it's like you have an emotion and you have the receptor. So when the receptor gets the emotion, whatever is happening changes. So it's like a lock and a key. So the receptors are the locks and the emotion is the key. So when the receptor gets the emotion, the activity inside the cell changes. Pert says that just as our individual cells carry an electrical charge, so does the body as a whole. And it's an electromagnetic generating field. So we have positive charges above our heads and negative charge below. So we are like electrical signals. So even a thought is an electrical signal. So that's why we can communicate to one another even if we are not close by, because these thoughts are at a particular frequency. So many a times when you want to pass messages, and the messages could be harmful if you just voiced it out, you can lower the intensity of the emotion with which you pass the message to a person, and that person will be able to get the message, but with a lowered emotion, and hence it won't create problems. So many times when you can't say something directly to somebody, at least you can pass it on in a respectful manner through your thoughts. Yes, it works. It really works. So we are actually sending out various electrical signals and vibrations. For example, you must have seen people, most of the time, those who talk about good health, yeah, it's fantastic, life is beautiful, life is amazing. You hardly see them fall sick. And even if they are sick, they come out immediately out of the sickness. But you see certain people who always are complaining, I've got leg pain, I've got heart pain, I've got a headache, and I'm going through a lot of stress, and they will perpetually be in that stress because you're constantly telling the story to your own self about pain, about hurt, about insult. Then that is what you eventually become, because your cell listens to everything that you say, everything. So yata pinde tata brahmande. So as in the cell, so in the universe. That is why mind your cells. Now, how can we take responsibility for our cellular health? Obviously, everybody here would want to have the right side face and be cheerful and be happy. So what is it that stops you from being happy and being in an energetic state most of the times? Because we are allowing ourselves to get into a zone of being a victim. So are you ready to take responsibility for your cellular health? Yes? Binda, I can't see the chat, so I would like just put
Yes,
hi if you're ready.
just keep responding in the chat if you're ready, or you are still wanting to wait, or you want to wait and watch, whatever you feel. Just keep putting yes. Malti, Sangeeta, yes.
All right.
Good. Yes, Varna, Sachin, yes. So they're all ready, Biji.
All right. So emotions like anger, fear, guilt, anxiety, sadness, resentment, jealousy, depression, and stress can manifest within the body, and that creates an imbalance. And your body is not at ease. That's why you get a dis-ease. Scientists have created maps of emotions, and they say exactly at which place the emotions that are there creates a blockage, and that blocked energy remains in that organ. And how are we going to remove that? Because if we constantly keep off thinking negative thoughts, we are vibrating at a very low level, and the cells don't get enough of energy. So if they do not get enough of energy, obviously they are not going to function properly. And that's how there is disease. So mind your cells. Please do not say anything to your cell which will not allow it to function. We are dependent on our cells. We need this body, right? So till the end of your journey on this planet, you require your body. And your body is the only thing that's going to stay with you till the end of time here on this planet. So please, please, please take care of these cells and ensure that you are taking this vehicle, which is called as your body, to achieve your goals. Scientists have created maps of emotions, and they show the areas of the body activated. And when they study that, when different emotions are experienced, which are those organs which gets affected. A study by Italian and UK researchers reveals that depressed elderly people have fewer lymphocytes and T cells, white blood cells crucial for fighting disease. This study is published in the Psychotherapy and Psychosomatics, volume 72, page 253, where they talk about how our cells can reduce, how the functioning of the cells can be incapacitated because of the emotions that we feel. So if you are able to master your emotions and remain in a state where you will be able to take charge and speak to your body as if it is the most dearest, beloved person in your life. So this is the pain emotion chart. You see that stress is generally, experienced in the head. It begins with a headache. Then lack of forgiveness, if you have, it's at the throat. Lack of emotional support, you feel at the heart. Emotional burden, like, you're burdened with a lot of things, a lot of baggage is being carried. Then it's the shoulders. Financial worries are in the stomach. Ulcers are created. Fear of change is in the hips. It shows lack of, moving forward. Then tension and jealousy is in the calf. Depression is at the feet. Lack of pleasure is at the ankles. And the ego is the knee. So how do we use the mind-body connection to bring about changes in our physical state? The mind-body connection is a link between a person's thoughts, attitudes, behaviors, and their physical health. While scientists have long understood that our emotions can affect our bodies, we are just beginning to understand how emotions influence health and longevity. So any of you there, if you want to change something, in your life, I want you to write that sentence there. Right now, what is the thought related to your body? What do you feel about your body? Just write in one sentence. Overweight, confused, I'm not very kind to my body.
Do not take enough care is what Sangeeta says. Overweight. Sachin, unable to handle stress. Dr. Kalpana, contented. Jayashree, of course, overweight. So yeah, let them keep coming. At the moment, I'm quite positive. Purnima says, Batilda says sick. Malti says looking to chart, I have to change my ego and present state muscle
One
pain.
sec, let's take that. Let's close on that sentence. Ma'am, can you repeat it?
Looking to chart, I have to change my ego and present state muscle pain.
Okay, looking to change my ego. Okay, let's take that statement. Okay, that's the thought that you have right now. How are you going to change that? You need to have new thoughts. So what can you say so that the thought that you have right now can be a positive one? Yeah.
I thought I can change the ego by giving kindness or love, anything. I think so.
You will let the ego out, right?
Yes, I have to.
Okay. So
Because I have, ma'am, I have the knee pain.
Huh.
While going to the chart through, it is stating that ego. So
Huh.
I thought without my knowledge, I have the ego.
yeah, right?
Is it?
Right. So
I don't know.
how will you reframe it? The sentence that you said first, how can we reframe that?
That is, I have to overcome from that, means I have to show the kindness. I think so.
So you can just say that the new thought that you can create is, I let go of my ego to be more kind.
Okay.
Right?
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
now that new thought you have done, what is the
Yes.
choice that you have?
Huh.
You have a choice of either holding on to hurts or holding on to unforgiveness or
No,
letting
no.
it go.
Let it go, man. Let
Yeah.
it go.
So that is the choice that you're going to make. Now the choice that you have made, what is the behavior that you exhibit to somebody who tries to, put you down or belittle you or do not consider your opinions?
Yes.
What would your behavior be to them?
Yeah, I should be kindness. Sir. I should be kindness. Otherwise, I have to forgive them.
You have to forgive them.
Yes.
Right? So forgiveness is for giving.
Yes.
To set yourself free.
Correct.
So just touch your knee with a lot of love
Hmm.
and say, whatever the ego it was which has brought this emotion here onto my knee, I let it go today.
Okay.
I love you for having made me, walk till now and still giving me the energy to continue. You've been bearing all my weight all this while, and I would love to love you. And I know that I need you for me to move forward.
Thank you, ma'am. Also, I mentioned that present state muscle pain. Always I have 20. I mean, I am adjusted to that muscle pain. Like that, my body is like that.
You are adjusted to the pain. So that
Pain,
means,
yes.
can you just check out what are you adjusting to?
Continuously, it is 24/7 that muscle pain, especially
No,
my
ma'am,
thighs.
no, ma'am. I am asking what thoughts on a psychological level, what behaviors are you adjusting to? You know, you should not be adjusting, but you are adjusting to certain things. Just think about it.
I don't know about that. I have to think it over.
Yes, think it over and go back to that particular point about the thoughts that you have had, the emotions that you have had, which is not allowing movement.
Yes.
And then you will be getting new experiences and you will begin to feel good about yourself. So stop telling your muscles that you are not moving forward. You are always aching.
Okay.
Right? So the moment you start appreciating your muscles, thanking them, giving them gratitude, they're going to listen to it. See, it's like talking to a young child and saying, you're so beautiful, you're so good, you're so great. And what does the child do? The child becomes what you consider it to be. In the same manner, your knees are getting healthier because you're having the medicines for it, you're doing the exercise for it, right?
Yes, I am doing, ma'am.
Yeah, and it is working.
Yes, yes,
And
it's
it is
working,
working.
working. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. So the pain has reduced. The pain is moving away. I'm becoming freer of pain. If you can replace the thoughts that you have with the thoughts that we said right now, you will be in a new state of being, and that will become your reality.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome. So now what happens when you have good feelings? Good thoughts encourage good feelings, which produce beta endorphins, and they produce even better feelings. These endorphins also modulate our attitude to pain, so we can tolerate pain more easily. And we need beta endorphin to begin neurogenesis. Neurogenesis is formation of new cells. See, whenever you get hurt, there are new cells that are produced for healing. So that helps us to get healed naturally. Endorphins deliver messages to the DNA in the stems of the cells to tell them what the body needs for healing. So there is an internal communication system that's happening, you know. So it goes right up to the DNA level, and whatever is required for healing happens. Now, the incident which I told you earlier, it was about the glass door falling on my finger. And the entire thing was, split open, and there was a lot of, what you say, blood oozing out. I could even see the white tissues. Okay. And I had a session to attend to in just an hour. So I said, I can't do anything. I can't go to the doctor right now because I have to go for my session. And I just cleaned it. I put my hand under the running water, allowed the particulates of the glass to flow out, and just put coffee powder inside and allowed it to stop the bleeding, tied a bandage over it, went for my session, came back and gave it a lot of love. And within 2 days, the entire thing got healed. And there is still a scar here. It's not very visible also. But if I had gone to the doctor would definitely have given me stitches, and the mark would remain there. Because I took charge at that particular point of time and gave it a lot of love and said, I do want to attend to you, but right now there's something more important, and I know you'll take care of it. You have to constantly talk to your cells, and they will listen. They listened to me, and they got healed. Right? So this is what you can do to your body. You can talk to your body with a lot of love, and they are definitely going to listen to you. The body has the mechanism. What the mechanisms are, let's just check. The optimal conditions to produce stem cells is healthy diet, lifestyle, and good nutrition, exercise, stimulating environment, and the need to be feeling enthusiastic, positive, fascinated, and excited. I was more excited about the session, and I was more enthusiastic that today I have to go and give value to all the people who are waiting for me. So my pain was less compared to the excitement that I had. So get yourself so excited that your fear takes a backseat, that your pain takes a backseat. Let me give you another proof of this. Two gentlemen whom I really, revere so much. One is Dr. Dennis Black. He was considered to be having 4th stage lymphatic sarcoma. That is it was in a very bad state, and the doctor said, you just have a few years to live. And what he did was, he said, nothing doing. I'm not going in for any kind of chemotherapy. I'm just going to cure myself with the proper diet. So you can check Dr. Dennis Black on the net and see he has come out with a range of food products, basically plant-based, and he has created a kind of healing from the diet. So his products are also available, but you'll just have to check. But what I want to say here is, he cured himself, and he was still living for a few years back. I don't know about it now. So almost after the diagnosis given by the doctor, he lived for more than 30 years. So you can imagine what power your body has, specifically when you can direct your mind to move towards healing. This is Dr. Joe Dispenza. I think he doesn't need any introduction. He's such a great personality. He had met with multiple fractures in an accident, and he was in bed, and he was told he would have to undergo 14 surgeries to be able to walk again. But he lay in that hospital bed, and he actually visualized his spine growing properly and coming back in place, settling down, the bone getting healed, and everything happening every day for 2 hours in the hospital bed. He would just visualize his body coming back to the old self. And he actually came out of it. So that is the power that your body has. Believe in it. This is another case. This is actually reported by Dr. Bruno Klofer, and it has been, documented that Mr. Wright had generalized advanced malignancy involving the lymph nodes, that is called as lymphosarcoma. And his condition had hopelessly deteriorated to a point where he was bedridden and he was gasping for air. So the doctor said, anyway, this guy is going to die in a few days. And at that time, they came to know about a drug which was called as Crabiozin for curing cancer. And the doctors decided, chalo, anyway, this guy is going to die, so let's experiment on him. And they gave him this medicine, and his tumors shrunk dramatically, and he was discharged from the hospital. He felt very happy about it. But then when he went home, after a few months, he read the news that the research on Crabiozin had reported serious doubts whether it can be curing cancer or not. So he started fearing that he's got the tumor. And actually, he developed the tumor again. When he went to the doctor cleverly convinced him that, there is a more potent shipment that has been received, and this has the capability to cure your cancer. So they just gave him plain injections of water and like a placebo, and he was cured, and the tumors were gone. And he remained healthy for 7 more months. Then there another report he read in the nationwide AMA test to show that Crabiozin to be worthless as cancer treatment. The man died within 2 days. So can we have a little discussion about this particular case study? What do you think? What do you think actually cured him? Or what do you think actually killed him? Yes, Harsha.
So Varna, you have to unmute yourself if you're speaking.
I just thought it is his positive thoughts and then his negative thoughts.
Exactly. Exactly. What you say to yourself, you become. Harsha wanted to say something. You can unmute yourself. Yes, Harsha.
हाँ, मैं हर्षा मोदी हूँ. गुड इवनिंग.
Good
अभी
evening.
कोई बोल रहा है बीच में?
Can others just mute yourself?
हाँ, मैं कोई दूसरे का आवाज आ रहा है. दूसरे का आवाज आ रहा है.
बोलिए मैम, बंद कर बोलिए.
आप बोलिए.
हाँ, मैं हिंदी से बोलूंगी, चलेगा ना?
हाँ हाँ.
अच्छा, तो अभी मैंने 7:30 के बाद चालू किया, तो जो मुझे पॉइंट ऐसा लगा कि हमारा पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग से बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाते हैं बॉडी के. अभी जब मैं पास्ट में जाती हूँ तो मेरे पेरेंट्स के बारे में सोचती हूँ. मैं मेरा पॉइंट बताती हूँ. अब मुझे ये पॉइंट के मैं
शॉर्ट में बोलिए. शॉर्ट में बोलिए.
हाँ हाँ, पॉइंट के बाद चली जाती हो तो माफ करना, क्योंकि हमारे पेरेंट्स को सोशल मीडिया नहीं था, रेडियो के सिवाय कुछ नहीं था, फिर भी वो हेल्दी थे. और आज के जमाने इतने डिसीज और इतने रिसर्च है, फिर भी आदमी को फियर रहता है हमेशा. क्या होगा नेक्स्ट, क्या होगा, क्या होगा. अभी ये वायरस ने तो अभी सबको पता है, लेकिन मैं ऐसा सोचती हूँ कि हमारे पेरेंट्स इतने हेल्दी क्यों थे.
वो इसीलिए हेल्दी है क्योंकि उन्होंने एक सिस्टम बनाया था अपने शरीर को प्रेम करने का, और वो समय पर खाना खाते थे, हेल्दी खाते थे, इसीलिए उनका जो भी व्यायाम करना था वो भी करते थे. तो उनकी जो लाइफस्टाइल थी उस लाइफस्टाइल हमको सीखने जैसी है। और हमारा इंडियन डाइट जो है इतना अच्छा है, इतना उम्दा है कि उसमें से जो हमको शरीर के लिए जरूरी है वो सभी चीजें हैं। अगर आप एक थाली में देखो, उसमें चटनी होता है, उसमें सलाद होता है, उसमें दाल होती है, चावल होता है, रोटी होता है और सब्जी होता है। और ये इट्स अ कंप्लीट डाइट and that gives you all the nutrients. तो हमारा जो इंडियन सिस्टम ऑफ ईटिंग है वो अगर आप देखेंगे तो सीजन वाइज भी बदलता है। एंड मैं बहुत प्राउड फील करती हूँ बीइंग फ्रॉम केरला दैट द Kerala idlis and dosas are considered to be the best breakfast in the entire world. So इस चीज को मान के हमको एक सिस्टम बनाना है जिससे हम अपने शरीर को हमारा सारथी समझकर, मतलब हम उनको अपना दोस्त मानकर अगर चलेंगे ना, तो शरीर आपको अपना साथ जरूर देगा। और उसको उतना ही प्यार करना, उसको कभी कोसना मत। कभी अपने आप को ये मत बोलना कि क्या तूने कर दिया है, ऐसा थोड़ी कोई करता है, गलती सबसे होती है, पर उसको प्यार से अपना लो। गलती हो गया उसको सुधारो, पर अपने आप को दोषी मत ठहराओ। So that's how we can take care of our health. There are a lot
Thank
more
you.
to do, so
Thank you.
I'll go a bit fast. Yeah. So what the theory behind this, according to Dr. Hamilton, is that the placebo affects because the belief and the treatment and or the doctor. आप लोगों ने ये देखा होगा कि कुछ डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं तो आपका पूरा स्ट्रेस निकल जाता है, आपको कुछ सोचना ही नहीं पड़ता। यू डोंट हैव टू थिंक व्हेन यू आर विद सर्टेन काइंड ऑफ डॉक्टर्स, एंड विद सर्टेन काइंड ऑफ डॉक्टर्स यू जस्ट कांट ओपन अप बिकॉज दे मेक यू फील दैट they can be trusted. So the belief that you have in the doctor sets your fear away, and that's how the body can come up and be better. This triggers positive emotions, and the natural painkillers that are there inside our body is developed, and the tolerance to discomfort and healing process begins on its own. आपके बॉडी के पास सब कुछ है जो आपको हेल्दी रख सकता है, आप उसको क्रेडिट देना चालू कीजिए। The brain does not know the difference between real and imagined. So if you believe you are healing, you will. अगर आप सोचो कि हाँ ये दर्द है पर अभी चला जा रहा है, उतना कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता, अभी मैं कर सकती हूँ सबका, आज से यही बोलना अपने आप को। Give less energy to your fears and they will go away, and give more energy to your power, the amazing power of your body. So what happens is in the mind we fire and wire the same circuits. So when you attach an emotion to a particular incident, then that becomes a very strong memory. Hence, to change our program of diseases and trauma, we need to take care of our responses. हमारा इमोशनल रिस्पॉन्स जिस तरीके से, अगर आप पैनिक करेंगे तो प्रॉब्लम होगा, अगर आप चार्ज लेंगे तो जो करना है वो आप करेंगे। So the question is, how are you going to respond in a particular situation which could be traumatic to your body? आपके विचार कैसे होंगे, वो हिसाब से आपका शरीर जो इमोशन क्रिएट करेगा, अगर खुशी का होगा, अगर चार्ज लेने वाला होगा, तो आप जल्दी अच्छे होंगे। So the key is to control the emotional reaction. और ये देखो ये क्यों important है? Why is it so important? Because if we carry on with certain emotional pattern for 5 weeks or months, it's called as a temperament. और अगर हमने हमारी सोच नहीं बदली, हमारी इमोशंस और हमारी रिस्पॉन्सेस नहीं बदले, अगर वो सालों तक हम कंटिन्यू करते रहे, तो वो हमारी पर्सनालिटी ट्रेट बनती है। तो अगर आपका विचार नेगेटिव है तो वो आपकी पर्सनालिटी में घुस जाता है, आपका पर्सनालिटी ट्रेट बन जाता है, एंड यू कैन इवन कंटिन्यू दिस फॉर जनरेशंस टू कम। सो इफ यू वर्क ऑन योरसेल्फ टू चेंज those behaviors and those responses which are not conducive to a healthy body, then you are doing a favor to the coming generations as well. Now see what happens when the broken bones heal. There are 3 stages. One is the inflammatory stage, in which the body sends out signals for specific cells to come to the injured area. सबको बुलाते हैं, आओ आओ मेरे को जरूरत है, इसको कुछ हो गया है, इसका ध्यान रखना है. Please come. We have to take care of this part. So these special cells cause the injured area to become inflamed, red, swollen, and painful. So the person is able to see that. So that area is required rest, and it forms a hematoma, that is a blood clot around the broken bone. And this is the first bridge between the pieces of the broken bone. Then the reparative stage in which the repair is taking place. There is a soft callus that is formed, a soft bone is formed, and that replaces the blood clot. And this holds the bone together and it becomes strong. And within 2 or 6 weeks, this hard callus is formed in the body and the part is able to be used. Then the remodeling stage, it starts 6 weeks after the injury. In this stage, the regular bone replaces the hard callus. If you saw an X-ray of a healing bone, it would look uneven, but over the next few months, it will come back to shape and it will look the way it was before injury. So देखो कितना कमाल का चीज है. When you get a fracture, it gets healed on its own. In the same manner, any other ailment can have the healing capacity and come back to its normal if you don't interfere with the thoughts. अब मैं आपको मेरा एक एग्जाम्पल कहना चाहती हूँ कि a few, I mean, just last month, there was hot water that fell on me, and it was a real bad 2nd degree burn. And I did what was to be done because इसके पहले भी मुझे 3rd degree हुआ था. तो मैंने घर पे ही अपने आप को हील किया because कोविड के टाइम मुझे बाहर नहीं जाना था. I didn't want to go out during COVID time because I was scared of getting infection. So I said, I'm going to heal it here itself. So I took the advice of the doctor and I started the healing. So again, I had another session coming up and I had to be healed in a particular period of time. So it was really bad. So I sent a message to my doctor saying that, you know, the blisters are just forming and how much time do you think it's gonna take? So this was the message that I sent. And I said, today more blisters are formed. How many days do you think it will take? And he says, just 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks. I said, nothing doing. 2 weeks is too much. I have my session in just 1 week and I need to get healed faster. I'll do something. So I sat the whole day and I was talking to my cells. I told them, you're awesome, you're fantastic. And remember that when blisters are formed, that is body's way of healing it. So ये जो blisters है, inside the blisters, the liquid that is there is actually healing the skin below. So as long as the blisters are there and you don't see that it doesn't break, you don't break it on yourself, but it has to be allowed to break on its own. The moment the healing is done, the blisters will break on their own. This is the mechanism in which the body heals. So ये मुझे पता था. And then I waited for it, and you can see here how the blisters were formed. It was only this many blisters. But throughout the night, I went on talking to my body, loving it, saying, I love you, I forgive you, please forgive me, I thank you. These are 4 sentences, which is called as a Ho'oponopono technique. It's a Hawaiian technique for healing. It has tremendous energy. And slowly in the entire area, one after another, blisters started forming. And by the time it was morning, this is how the skin was. Isn't it amazing? Yes? Please type amazing, A. Just type A in the chat. Look at how the skin has healed. Just in 24 hours when the doctor said that it's gonna be 2 weeks. Amazing, isn't it? So healing with love, I'm amazed the way the body responds to you, listens to you, and unleashes its healing power. So I would love to help people to heal faster, and full day I spoke to my cells with love is what I have written. Yes. Can you believe it?
Yes,
I had to
I
give you the
believe
proof.
I believe it.
Yes. So this is what happens when you talk to your body with love. And as I said, the 4 sentences, I love you, I thank you, I forgive you, please forgive me. These are magical words. If you're having a argument with somebody, in your mind, just go on saying this, and that person will slowly, calm down. Because sometimes we can't make people understand. So we have to send them thoughts of love, thoughts of forgiveness. Don't ask, why me? Ask, what can I do to change the experience? And your body will listen to everything that you say. But say it with as much love as you would say your son or your daughter. And it's your best friend. So these 4 very powerful sentences have saved my life a number of times. There are many, many more stories, many, many miracles in my life. My life is a series of miracles. And I'm blessed to be guided and guarded by my angels and all the goodness of all the people that I have interacted with. So I have been made like this by the love that I have received. And that's the only power I have, to love. So when you know that, unleash that power to your body. Begin with your body, because there's a lot you can give the world. Just a few more. If you keep reminding yourself of who you want to be, while at the same time staying conscious of who you no longer want to be, can we bring that identity shift today? Your personal reality will transform to match the new personality. This is what Joe Dispenza says. So how do you view yourself? As a healthy person, as an energetic person, as a vibrant person, or as a person who's been burdened by the entire strife in his family or in the environment and is fully anxious and having a lot of issues? How do you want to see yourself? That is what you will become eventually.
Energetic.
So let's summarize this. First and foremost, be aware of negative, stressful thoughts. Secondly, be aware. First is be aware. Secondly, quieten the mind to engage the frontal lobe of your brain. That is the neocortex, which is the evolved brain, and begin the mindfulness process. Feel the stress. The stress is there. Pain is there, but suffering is optional without the negative mind chatter. Third is acceptance. Accept. I'm the broken me. I accept the broken me. I accept the hurt me. I accept the belittled me. I accept the insulted me. Acceptance is the key to success. Just for today, I accept the stress. I allow it to be present. Acceptance switches the stress hormones and clears the resistance of healing. See, body has a way to heal itself, but when you try to interfere in the body's healing process with your thoughts of, oh my God, why did this happen to me? Why me? Why me? And all those negative chatter in your mind, then the body's system is disrupted and you're interfering in the natural healing process. When calm, change your beliefs to positive ones. Believe you have suppressed some stress for good reason, and pain is now leaving you to have activated the healing process. Focus on what you can do and enjoy it rather than what you can't do. So many of the times you say, oh my God, I've got a fracture. I can't do anything now. I can't move. What will I do? All my work is pending. But instead of that, if you consider the fracture, the cast that you have put to be a creativity canvas, start painting there. Start writing good thoughts there, right? And enjoy that rest that you're having. Watch your favorite movie, watch your favorite shairis or whatever it is. This is how you can change your perception of what has happened to you. If you perceive to yourself that, yes, the best is happening to me, the best will happen to you. So doing something new engages the frontal lobe and keeps the mind busy and focused. It also assists in neurogenesis by being interested and stimulated in something rather than worrying. healthy nutrition and lifestyle to give your cells the best environment possible to heal. So you create an environment with your thoughts, and the thoughts become the reality. So believe you can. And now you can share with me what you want to take away from today's session. What are you going to tell your body today?
So I would request people to keep putting in the chat, because we are already out of time. So just instead of, unmuting and putting, just keep putting in the chat so that ma'am knows what is the message you're taking back. Okay.
Love myself.
Yes. Wow.
Let it keep coming. We'll just hold on for a minute to see all the wonderful messages that you're taking back with you. Thank you, BG, for a wonderful session. And people are already asking, when is the next class? So they're waiting for the next session with you. And I'm sure we will bring ma'am again sometime soon